I want to ask you, though, this is a question that always gets heat. What bothers me is that, first of all, I do think that women oftentimes have a lot of expectations of men. And then when you ask them, well, what is it okay for men to expect of you? They just say, well, I take care of myself. I look good. And it's like, well, what else, honey? What else beyond looking good? Because it's not all about appearance. That's number one. And also, shitty women. We got to get to this. Why do guys give time to women who don't deserve it? What kind of message does that send? Like, is it just they're using the girls? Why give them time at all? If there's a girl out there who's not high value, who's promiscuous, you know you're not going to want to bring that girl home to mom. Why are you giving her time? What kind of message does that send to the real nice girl in the wings?
So that's a great question, and to me, it's the same kind of message that's being sent to the women who's giving the crappy guy the time, the attention, and effort.
Yeah.
The fundamental reality of life is we just have to be honest. You know, there's this scene in Aladdin, one of my favorite movies, when Jafar's character was talking to Aladdin, and he said, "Aladdin, have you heard of the golden rule?" And he's like, "What's the golden rule?" He said, "Whoever has the gold makes the rules."
Yeah.
That's the golden rule. And so what I realized is whoever, the gold is symbolic to many different things. But let's say the gold is power. Whoever has the power, whoever has the value makes the rules. So if somebody has a level of attraction, we allow them to do whatever they want. And that's the sad thing about society. It's a level of privilege that these individuals have, right? So I can give you a quick story. I remember there was a young lady who I knew, and she was a beautiful woman. But she was the rudest person on this planet. And you sit down and you see, like, why are you like this? Because in her world, she learned that I can be as rude as I want and I can still get whatever I want. It's like, you're a parent, you know this.
Yes.
Imagine if every time your son, threw his food on the floor and got a temper tantrum, you gave him a cookie. Every time he didn't clean up his bed, you gave him a lollipop. And then eventually do that for all his life. In his brain, he's like, I can do whatever I want and still good things are going to happen to me. Right. What is incentivizing me from doing what's right? Yeah. So unfortunately, what happens is you have a whole community of women as well as men who have their whole life have been incentivized to do whatever they want, and people still give them attention. You think about like some of these, I forgot what's the name of the Hollywood actress, Tyler, if you can look it up, is a Hollywood actress who got married 7 or 8 times. I forgot her name. I think it might be Elizabeth something, but Hollywood actress in the 1930s to 50s, she got married like 7 times. How can you think about the guy number 5 who married her. Think about the guy number 6.
Yeah.
Did you not see the first 4 times? She was just so attractive. She was so desirable. People dealt with her nonsense. And so to me, that's one of the biggest things that I saw in society is that, you found it?
Elizabeth Taylor.
Elizabeth Taylor. I knew it was Elizabeth.
Taylor. Yeah.
Like, yo. But she was so beautiful. Dudes will put up with her over and over and over again. I saw the picture of Marilyn Monroe outside the same way. You can do whatever you want. And so that's unfortunately what happens. When you have a certain level of attraction, you have a certain level of value to the opposite sex. And they don't care. You can do whatever you want. You can spit on them. You can call them names. You can be rude for them. They will give you time. They will give you energy. They'll give you, if they're men, they'll definitely give you money. And so unfortunately, there's a whole community of women who prey on men like that. And they take advantage of men like that. And to me, my biggest beef is like, why are the men incentivizing that? That's always my argument. You incentivize what you want to see more. If you are a mom, you know this. When I was a preschool teacher, we taught this. You got to celebrate what you want to see more of in this world. If you're constantly giving all these half-naked girls views and going on their OnlyFans and watching them on pornography, how do you expect the next generation to not do these things? So,
well, that's my challenge. Is like they're talking about high-value women, and what I hear them saying is someone who respects, a woman who respects herself, a woman who wants to be a good mom, a woman who is supportive and respectful and caring and keeps a beautiful home and values those things and is intelligent. And I hear all of these characteristics and I'm like, okay, if that's high value, how is that high value woman going to feel if you're spending your time and your money and your energy catering to a woman who doesn't have any of those things and instead is just sleeping around with you and 6 other guys on the side? And I understand, like, men are hardwired for sex. I understand for them sometimes it's just about the sex, but that's not the message that that high value woman out there is getting.
100%, and that's to me is where I'm going back to solutions. when you genuinely don't care about solutions, you're not thinking the way you and I are thinking. When you're genuinely trying to create solutions to society, you say, I don't care how hardwired you are to sex. That is creating an unhealthy message. You are contributing to the problem in society.
Yeah.
As much as you complain about the OnlyFans girl, the girls on Instagram models and all that stuff, you are contributing to the unhealthy behaviors. So yes, you're 100% right. As a man, you need to have that hard line. But in their worlds, they'll go to the strip clubs. They'll pay for the escorts. They'll go overseas and deal with the prostitutes. They're like, well, it's just, we're just men. And like, you don't realize there is a marketplace. If there was no marketplace if there was no men spending money doing this, she couldn't do this. If she opened the OnlyFans and she only got $15, guess what? She'll get her butt off the couch and get a real job and actually contribute to society instead of pushing out that toxicity. But unfortunately, there's a whole community of men, the same men that talk about we want a high value woman are the same men lining these women's pockets. And then you want to complain about women today. You can't have it both ways. Either incentivize what you want to see in the world. Don't pay for the OnlyFans. Don't be sleeping around with these unhealthy women. Don't be giving them any attention, because the currency, especially for women, is attention. Don't give them a single lick of attention. Or you go ahead and understand this is the world we live in. Don't whine about the world we live in and do your thing. But you can't have it both ways. And men and women both want to have it both ways.
If you want to watch the full episode, click right here. And if you want to ask me a question, talk one-on-one, send me a FaceTime video, join a video with a group of your friends and me, you got to download Connect and you got to join me there. It's going to be really hot.